because we want to pass the mic over to Matt as soon as possible and share all the information that he wanted to share with you today about affiliate marketing so that you can make money while you travel. And so I am your host for today's workshop. My name is Sam. If this is your first time joining one of our webinars, welcome. We have been doing these for the last few months for our ambassador community, and they're all on YouTube. And so this one will be recorded and all the others will be recorded. So definitely go check them out there. When I don't have this awesome opportunity of hosting the webinars for Safe Doing, I have my own podcast, online community. Fun fact, Matt, I don't know if you remember this, but you were on my podcast 2 years ago. And so it's so nice. You remember? Okay, cool. So it's cool to be reunited in this way. Today, our guest is Matt Kepnes, also known as Nomadic Matt, who runs the award-winning travel site nomadicmatt.com, helps people travel the world on a budget. Also the author of the New York Times bestseller, How to Travel the World on $50 a Day. And I think this is a new travel memoir, 10 Years a Nomad. I don't remember this last time we spoke.
It came out in 2019.
2019. Okay. So your second shot at writing a book, a memoir. And your work has been featured tons of publications, New York Times, CNN, Guardian, Budget Travel, BBC, Time. And we can follow you along on social media at Nomadic Matt. So that's a little bit about who our speaker is today. We are going to be doing a Q&A. And so if you have any questions for Matt, you'll see there's a Q&A box there, different from the chat. Put them in throughout his workshop. I'm going to be monitoring those and pulling some of the best questions for us to answer at the end. If you are new here, you should know that these webinars are hosted and sponsored by Safe Doing. And so our goal is to build a global social safety net for remote workers and nomads. If you are attending this workshop, I'm guessing you are either part-time nomadic, an aspirational nomad, and you want to be able to travel the world and work from anywhere. And so Safe Doing is creating a suite of products with us in mind and creating your home country on the internet. And so our fastest growing product, it all started with our travel medical insurance product, Nomad Insurance, which continues to be, our fastest growing product today. Over 100,000 customers worldwide, network of thousands of ambassadors, including Matt, which we're going to talk to you a little bit about our ambassador program later today. And it works just like a subscription. So the idea is we want to make long-term travel not only safer and help you feel more secure, but a total breeze. And so you can learn more about that at Safe Doing and our other products. So on that note, Matt, I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And let's release the results of the poll as well. So you got a good mix. 36% of people don't have a blog yet, but then the rest are pretty mixed. We have some a good amount of experienced bloggers in here, some newbies. And so I'm sure you can cater to all those audiences, right? No pressure?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
My turn? Okay, cool. Well, then I will just share my screen. Where's my presentation? Here it is. Slideshow. Cool. You should all be able to see my screen. We're going to talk about affiliate marketing today. So if you're one of those 36% of the people who said, I don't have a blog, you're going to really want to create one because affiliate marketing is a lot more easier if you have a place to send people to. Because people buy products that solve their problem, and people go to blogs to get answers to their problems, and then people start at Google. So if you're just on social media, YouTube is good, that's another search it. But if you're just on social media, you'll never do as well as on affiliate marketing without a page to send people to. It's true for you, YouTube too. So you want to start a blog. Anyways, a little bit about me, in case you don't know who I am. I run a website called nomadicmatt.com. I've been doing it since 2008. I started because I wanted to keep traveling around the world. I was this little backpacker over here. That picture was taken in 2000 at the end of 2007, when I was crossing from Vietnam into Cambodia. A long time ago. But I started my blog a year later as a way to maybe become a freelance writer. I had a bunch of AdSense websites, sold spammy links, just a bunch of random stuff, but it really sort of helped me with understand SEO marketing, and how to do that online. I didn't, it wasn't until like 5 years, where I started building out a team. And today, we have 2 million monthly page views. We do 7 figures in annual revenue, and I have 7 full-time team members and like 3 part-time team members. So a pretty big operation these days, all from just, this backpacker over here, starting with a simple desire to want to make enough money to fund another day on the road. A breakdown of our revenue is here. So you can see affiliates really account for a large percentage of the money we make. So optimizing that is really important so that we can, grow our revenue. It's half our income. It's not just a small amount. Affiliate marketing really drives most of our revenue and is what we try to focus on the most. You get more page views, you get more ads, but there is a better return on your time and investment if you do affiliates. Like, if you're doing a lot of influencer marketing, that takes a lot of time, your time. But while I am running this webinar, people are probably clicking on my affiliate links and making me money. So it's one of those things where you set up and it brings in that, gold passive income that everybody wants. So a little bit of affiliate marketing 101. The easiest way, affiliate marketing is basically selling somebody else's product. I have an example of Safety Wing here later on, but it's basically me saying, hey, if you want to, get travel insurance, here's the list of companies, and you're getting people to use your links. And so the easiest way to do that is, one, mention it everywhere. You have to, I think they say it's like 5 times mention something before somebody takes an action. And so in numerous surveys we've done over the years, and you'll find this true if you ask your own audience, is that people will say, oh, if I knew clicking your links will support you, I would do that more. So most of the time, people just don't even know. Allergy season today. Sorry. People don't even know that, 1, you have links. 2, that clicking those links and purchasing through them creates like revenue for you. Most people want to support the content creators they read. Nobody is out there to say, most people aren't at least, thanks for the free information, go fuck yourself. If given an opportunity to support you, they will. So you got to remind people constantly that there are ways to support you that are no cost to them, which is affiliate marketing. And you have to make it easy for them to take that action. So you want to mention your affiliate stuff everywhere. We do it in blog posts, we mention it in social media. We have this like PS box at the end of all our posts where people that are just links. We have dedicated pages. We do it in emails. It's everywhere because you're really, going to get like 2 to 3% of your audience to convert, right? So like to maximize that as much as possible, you really need to ensure that you're constantly reminding your people as well as featuring it everywhere. Additionally, you're going to want to be able to drive people to a dedicated post, right? So, hey, use Safety Wing. Okay, but why? So you're going to want to have a post, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, that explains it all, right? So like, if somebody emails you to say, hey, what's a good travel insurance company? You can just send them a link rather than have to reinvent the wheel. Oh, I wrote about it here. And then they're going to read that and go, oh, that's pretty good. And it's going to make it easy for them to click the link. Everything you do here is about driving that action, right? It's about driving people to convert. So you always want to be thinking about, how do I get people to use my link? You really want to unbox that mystery, right? That's kind of the fancy term for it. You want to explain what the product is, what problem it solves, and why it's good for that reader, right? So, if you can create an added video, that's good. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So you have something for YouTube too. And you can embed that link into a blog post. You always want to be driving traffic, right? We are always creating content and putting it on other websites as a way to create backlinks for our best travel insurance, best blog post, best travel tip. So we just keep ranking high, because affiliate marketing works best on when you think about intent, right? I need travel insurance. What are the best travel insurance? Where are people going to go to find that answer? They're going to go to Google. So the intent of a Google searcher is to find a solution to their problem. So you want to create content that ranks high. So you always want to be getting backlinks, and you always want to be, pointing internally to your best content, relinking in every blog post you write possible, directing people to this content. If you think about how you use search yourself, what do you Google? You have a question, you have a problem, and you're looking for a solution. And sometimes that solution requires you to buy something, right? And so, if you think about, how you click 3 or 4 through pages, those are all affiliate links, because people want you to make the action. And so, whereas social media is really just about you're bored and you're you pick up your phone and you're just endlessly scrolling. So there's less intent. So having a blog, that answers a question is really what you want. And you want to become sort of an expertise in that subject, right? You want to blog about that subject ad nauseum, because you want to become a topical expert. If Google views you as a topical expert, they're going to go, all right, Matt is the best at travel insurance. So whenever he writes something that's related to travel insurance, which is automatically going to rank it pretty high. That's why I can, blog about hostels a lot. And even if we don't have any backlinks to that post, Google's still going to rank it pretty highly, because we're viewed as a topical expert on hostels. If you take a site like the Broke Backpacker, they rank very well for gear. They're viewed as a topical expert for gear. Doesn't mean they're the only expert. It just means that Google says, they're one of our best people for gear. So we'll just kind of bump them, their starting position is going to be a lot better than, say, mine. So, this is just 6 posts we have on travel insurance. We have so much more that just can fit into the slide. And we're always thinking about, is there something we could write about? So things not to do, we kind of just talked about things what to do, right? You want everything mentioned everywhere. You want to have dedicated pages. You want to have constant reminders to your audience, topical experts. What not to do? 1, don't promote companies you can't vouch for. The second, you are writing about somewhere you can't vouch for, or there's a problem, you're going to have trust issues, and then people aren't going to come back. Because Google could send new traffic, but once people like what you're selling, it's much easier to get returning visitors. So we stick to products that we can vouch for. Not everybody does this. I just think it's a much better brand strategy because you want to create a brand people trust. Don't make it hard to find your links. Got to be everywhere. It's got we have you never want people to go more than a couple of pages without finding a link. Don't mislead people. Sharing the pros and cons actually converts better, right? Because if you only talk about, oh, this is the best product in the world, it doesn't ring true. Because no product is perfect. If you take Safety Ring, for example, right? They don't have high electronics coverage. So if you're a photographer, is Safety Wing the best travel insurance for you if you're carrying $10,000 worth of gear? Unlikely. So, you want to share who this is good for and who it's not good for. Because one, people will appreciate that level of honesty. Two, you're going to select out people who aren't going to convert. So if people know they click that next link and it's not the product for them, well, they can go down the rabbit hole of Safety Wing, but then they're going to be like, oh, this isn't for me. And then they're going to start again, but if you tell people, hey, this product's not for you. If this is for you, try this other page on my website. Getting people to self-select more just will convert at a higher rate. Don't ignore SEO. We've already talked about the importance of Google because, it's just free unlimited traffic. Here's some examples, right? So we have this whole page here. It's on your left. We have a review specific to Safety Wing. And it just talks about all the benefits, the features, the pros and the cons. You want to talk about the benefits. Why, how, not only is here's what it is, but here's why it's good. This is why this product is good for you. It's going to make your life better, XYZ. You want to unbox it all. So for every affiliate we have one blog post dedicated to that company. That way it ranks well for search. It allows us to deep link and it allows us to send specific content to people who ask. Then you'll see on this other thing, we have sort of not just Safety Wing, but other insurance companies, right? For older travelers or people who want medical, transport coverage, right? So, we made it easy. You want to make it digestible too. So if you're listing a lot of stuff, you want to make it easy to find the content. People just want to list. Give me the 5 reasons, I should go to Paris. Give me the 5 best insurance companies. Just tell me, they just want to be told, I don't want to read 5,000 words on backpacks. Just tell me the 6 backpacks you like the best, why, and I'll pick the one that covers me. And so keeping it sort of simple, like this chart, this simple chart we have really converts it because it works well on mobile. It eliminates unnecessary text and allows people to scan. People scan online, especially on mobile. They just scroll. I just want to be told what to do. So you want to make your content real digestible, especially if you're doing a list, best travel companies, best backpacks. Who should you promote? We kind of already talked about this, but for us, this is who we promote. Hostel World, Safety Wing, Scotch Sea Flights, which is now called Going, and Hostel Pass. It works really well with our audience. You really want to promote products that align the best with what you rank for and who your audience is. We're budget travelers, so we don't do luxury stuff. We're not going to promote Quark Tours. or Viking River cruises, or, luxury hotels, or, that's just not going to convert with our audience. And it's really not going to rank well because Google views us as the budget website. So if we start going out into non-budget stuff, the competition is a lot harder. So you want to stick with your niche. These are, just a bunch of companies you can look for. There's so many affiliate channels that I just want to list them here. If you're not sure if a company has an affiliate program, you want to email and ask. A lot of people do. They just don't advertise it a lot. Safety Wing is really big on bringing ambassadors, but for the most part, a lot of companies are just sort of like, it's a small link. It's so just because it's not obvious doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So the real secret to affiliate marketing success is SEO. You need a page to drive people to, because again, you're answering a question, right? The more traffic you can get, the more affiliate revenue you can get. You're safe from social media changes. If you're promoting your Safety Wing link on Instagram or TikTok a lot, and the algorithm changes, you're going to get a lot less views. But if you were defining a post on Safety Wing, you're probably going to stay up there a lot, because again, people are going to keep searching for that keyword, for that information over and over and over again. Whereas if you just post in your feed, it sort of falls to the bottom eventually. So to rank well in Google, that's a whole thing, SEO, but here's, 4 things. The more detailed, the better. You want to update your content regularly, get backlinks, and match your keywords and content with the right user intent, right? So if you're like Safety Wing review, what's a user intent there? What's the keyword you're looking for? Well, it's probably someone looking for a review about Safety Wing. So if you then try to match your the keyword to best travel insurance, that's a totally different topic than someone looking for a review of Safety Wing. And so you always want to try to get the keyword and the content to match as close as possible. Less is more. It's better to rank number 1 for a keyword that gets maybe 1,000 visitors a month than number 10 for one that gets 1 million. Because the one with 1,000 might not have a lot of people, but you're going to be number 1 with the exact user intent. And the closer you align to a user's intent, the more likely they are to take an action. So the more likely you are to make money. As you can see, here's our Safety Wing. It wasn't until late 2001 we decided to shift over into Safety Wing and really ramp up content about it. We created our dedicated page. We highlighted Safety Wing in our funnel, on our posts. We made Safety Wing's links higher up so people had to scroll less. And we just started sharing and expanding that content more. So you can see just this large upswing. Of course, there's seasonal variance, August and November. But the more we pushed it, the more conversions we got. Because, before it was just sort of like a link in places. But then, we decided let's really shift focus on this product. And doing all these things really has paid off. Last month was our best month yet. This month is looking pretty good too. This slide's a few days old. You definitely want to disclose your links. Not only does the FCC require this, so we have this disclosure on top of our resource page. We have a whole thing for HostGator too. But disclosing your links is also beneficial because you're telling people, hey, I'm going to make money when you click these links. If you want to support us, click these links. We use all these companies, they're vetted. If you have a question, email us, you want to offer help, but you're basically being transparent and honest. And if people know that this link is going to help support you at no extra cost to them, they're just going to use it because it doesn't really matter. I mean, think of like, I go to my friends' sites. I'm like, hey, what's your link? I'll just use it because I can't double dip sometimes. So it's a great way just to do this. And again, you have to remind people constantly. Even if when people email me, hey, do you have a list of insurance companies? I will send them the link and say, hey, if you want to use our link, that will really support us too. Like we will ask people directly, can you use our link? And most people say, yeah, sure. I'm sweat off my back. So don't actually be afraid to just straight up ask people to use your link. I would say my biggest affiliate marketing mistake is not really signing up for an email list. Email marketing and affiliate marketing go hand in hand, right? We have a funnel. Nobody misses an email. They get out. It's like, here's your best travel insurance. Boom, here's the link. You don't want to take them to a third page. It just creates a lot of hassle. Go to my website and just go right to the link. People who are signing up for your email list want more information and they want to be told what to do. They want you to tell them what to do. Buy this travel insurance. Use this airline booking site. Do this to save money. And so, it's just, I wish I started an email list sooner. I wish I marketed to my email list sooner. You definitely want to do that. So create an email list that you can target. Get people off social media as much as possible. Get people onto an email list. As you can see, like here's a snapshot of our email. We talk about getting travel insurance. I list my favorite company. It's bolded, so it's easy to see. I give people an alternative. And then I tell people they want to read more. And here's an article. And then I just sort of end with like a funny note, if you don't get travel insurance, I'm going to find you. So get travel insurance. You want these newsletter marketing tips will help, but you really just want to be focused. One newsletter, one topic. And this topic here is travel insurance. We kind of just talk about why I like them. And, there's an age limit to safety weighing, so we give an alternative for the seniors on our list. So in sum, good, we got time for Q&A. You don't monetize a website, you monetize a readership. So focus on growth and get those people to use your list. It's never too early to start affiliate marketing. Start day one. Get one reader, get one potential customer. Don't neglect SEO, diversify your income, be mindful of sponsorships, and always remember, if you start doing something and it fails, just try something different. Affiliate marketing is a lot of testing. You are going to, I should have added this in. Oh, well, I'll talk about it now. Sorry, there's no slide for this, but affiliate marketing is a lot of testing. You're going to have to constantly update your content, see what words are working, what words are not working. You're going to want to use like a heat map tool like Hotjar, or anything where you can see, are people converting? Are people clicking links? If people aren't converting, change your content around. Look, if you've lost rankings in Google, look at who's now number 1, 2, or 3, and sort of mimic their best practices, because Google has decided that these sites are talking about this content better. So you got to look at, well, what are they doing I'm not doing? And then if you're doing this exact same thing, then you have to start looking at the SEO. Do they have more links? Do they have a more diverse set of links? You have to constantly be testing and be drilling down and refining, and always be working to, perfect and tweak your content so it sort of maximizes its revenue potential. So we have a blogging course, superstarblogging.com. Check it out there. You can find me on social media at Nomadic Matt everywhere. And yeah, thanks for coming. We got 25 minutes for questions, so I'm happy to just answer everything.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Matt. I think you did such a good job convincing everyone to use your links that I actually have people in chat saying, I want to buy Safe Doing. What is Nomadic Matt's referral link for Safe Doing? So I don't know if someone on your team has that handy, but we should share that in the chat for sure.
Yeah, sure. Let me grab it.
Cool. I'll share my question. You can kind of like think as you're multitasking, but there's a really good question here on ebbs and flows with affiliate marketing. There's a specific example of someone who, created an article. It did really well. It's on Bangkok's coolest neighborhoods, kind of going viral. At the beginning, it was converting with their affiliate links, but now despite the article going viral and traffic going to it, it's not actually converting as much. Can you talk a little bit about what you would do in that situation?
One, there's my link. Thank you.
Woo!
Two, okay, so you take out this article, right? And it converts, and then it goes viral. So then you got to think about user intent. Are these people reading it because it's gone viral? Or are they reading it because they're looking for an answer? Chances are it's just because it went viral, so it came across and they're starting to link it, right? So since the total number of people visiting has increased, but the conversion itself hasn't, the rate is going to drop off. I would wonder, is the whole number the same? If you were getting 10 conversions before it went viral, and you're still getting 10 conversions after it went viral, then it's fine. But if you're like, go from 10 to 2, well, then you have a problem. Because just because you get the spike in traffic doesn't mean you've got a spike in the user's intent. Best neighborhoods to stay in Bangkok. So like, if I just see it randomly, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm not converting. But if I'm like searching for it, okay. So I take a look at like not just the conversion rate, but just the number itself of people. If that number has decreased, yeah, then you'll want to start tweaking the article.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of the intent, like I think in this example, their affiliate links for booking.com. So actually booking accommodations, I guess, in these neighborhoods. Would you, in that case, knowing that maybe it's attracting people who aren't necessarily interested in booking right now, but could be interested in other things, would you take advantage of that traffic and try to think of other affiliate links you could add to this article and update it?
Maybe, again, one topic, one thing, right? So if the purpose of the article is to give people cool neighborhoods, you got to think about like, what is the action you want people to take, right? So if it's really about driving booking.com, I wouldn't dilute that too much, because you can throw in a bunch of other affiliate links, but again, what are you optimizing for? If you're optimizing for booking, just optimize for booking.
I think you answered this, but someone is asking in terms of links in a single post, are you just repeating the same link multiple times throughout the post? Is there like one place that it has to be as a best practice? Definitely, it sounds like focus on one article, one thing, but should you repeat that thing and any best practices there?
We just repeat that one link. I mean, if you look at my safety link post, I mean, every time we mention safety link, it's a highlight. Give people as many opportunities to just click your link as possible through a post.
Got it. And then in terms of tools, so I think you've mentioned, some aspects around funnels. There's obviously link creators. It can be quite administrative. Someone asked specifically about pretty links or any other tools you might be using to track all of this and to change and update your links.
I have a tech team, so it's pretty easy. So we just do a database find and replace. But if you don't have a handy dandy tech guy on staff, you can just send a link to a site like Pretty Links, or a plugin like Pretty Links is fine, because Safety Wing changes that link, right? I've this link probably 500 times on my website, right? But we can just do a database find and replace. Pretty easy to do if you have a tech guy who knows how to do it. If you don't have a tech guy, it's very complicated going to every post. So we also use short codes. So if you look at our website at the end of a post, there's like a little box, book your trip. That's really just a short code. So our backend of WordPress is the code for that. So if I want to update a link or change the wording, I just do it there, and then it just goes out to post. So Pretty Links or short codes definitely will save you a lot of time.
Okay. I think this one's kind of a funny and accurate question, right? If we're all becoming safe doing ambassadors, we're competing with you in a sense, right? We want people to buy Safety Wing from us, not from Nomadic Matt. But you've been in this game for so long and have been so successful. What about these bloggers who are on this call right now who, don't feel like they can compete with a site like yours? Any advice, knowing that, in this case, it's the same product?
Yeah. So one sense you're kind of fucked. It's true, right? I just realized, I compete with established bloggers. I fight it out with like the Broke Backpacker and Planet D and Adventurous. All these people are in SEO. And it's always an up and down. Like if I type in like World Nomad Review, oh my God, like that whole page is my friends, and all we do is fight it out for this, right? All my friends are beating me right now too, so that's a bummer. And so it's a constant battle. So what I would do is try to focus on SEO, but look for keywords that maybe are a little different. But this is why it's good to have an email list, right? Because I don't have access to your email list, right? That email list you own and can target people directly without competing against me on Google, right? So, if every time I try to do like travel hacking, credit card stuff, I'm competing against the Points Guy or, 1 Mile at a Time or NerdWallet or, Bankrate, like Forbes. It is like near impossible for me to get anywhere close to the first page. But so this is sort of like my version of your issue, right? So I'm kind of fucked when it comes to like best travel credit card. It's going to be impossible. I'll never compete with the Points Guy. They have a whole army of people for credit cards. They don't have my email list, right? So I can email my audience and be like, hey, if you're thinking about credit cards, like here's my content, here are my links. I can do that on social media. So like I can get some of my audience converting, or maybe they come through me for a different keyword, right? They're not necessarily looking for travel, credit cards or whatever. They just are looking for general travel information. And that's one of the general travel things I give them. So rather than try to compete for best travel credit cards on Google, I use my email list, social media, and general travel content to get people to convert from my credit card links. If I just type in best travel credit cards right now, the first 2 ads are Points Guy and NerdWallet, right? And it says my position is 16, which means I'm at the bottom of the second page. It's going to be very hard for me to get. I had 23 clicks in the last month, right? If you then say, okay, like 2% of people convert, that's not even a full person that's converting. So so if one person got it, oh my God, that'd be awesome. But so you want to use your other resources to offset the fact that you're probably not going to be able to compete in search.
Okay. You have a super fan here. Someone wanted to let you know that they did hear of you before the Points Guy. So just so you know.
Well, thanks.
You mentioned that some of these people are your friends. What is the culture amongst the community of these top travel bloggers? Are you in touch? I know, of course, you have your own programs that you're creating in communities for people to kind of see each other as collaboration opportunities or competition. Like, how do you think about it? What is the culture amongst all of you?
Friendly competition. I mean, we all know we're fighting for like the same keywords, right? I mean, if I'm like optimizing for, best backpacks and I look at who's ranking high and it's all the people I know, they're home on their computer and they're looking at the same screen I am, right? They see the same results, roughly. So yeah, I mean, we're just, friends, and, I'm going to keep optimizing and they're going to keep optimizing, and we're going to keep trying to beat each other, but it's not like, oh, you're stealing my keyword, I'm coming after you, I mean, this is also why it pays to be a topical expert, like I can't write about gear or food or solo female travel or couples travel or family travel or, luxury travel the way my other friends can. And they can't write about what I can write about it. So as long as you're like, if you're an expert in one little thing, then it doesn't matter if like 10% of the content overlaps, because you still have 90% that doesn't.
Mhm. Did you build your brand basically entirely from your blog at the beginning, or have you always been doing social media or something that complements it to drive traffic to that blog? So one question is, how did you start at the beginning with that? And then two, does that advice change for someone who's just getting started, who doesn't have a huge tech team and can't just say, everyone, we are doing YouTube Shorts. It's the next big thing. Let's get on it. What's your advice now, and how did you start?
I mean, when I started, there was no social media. There wasn't even a Facebook page.
Wow.
So, I mean, you found blogs by literally going through large like directories. Like it was like a word, like a yellow pages. That's how you found new websites. So if you didn't post yourself on these directories, no one would ever find you. What was the second part of the question?
Well, how does that advice change today? So, at the beginning, you didn't have these. So you were, it sounds like, relying a lot on SEO and just straight blogging and people finding your articles. What would you
I would
say now?
still rely a lot on blogging. I mean, I would still, because one, even if you're the biggest name on YouTube or TikTok, right? Let's say TikTok. Okay, you need a place to send people. What if TikTok gets banned? What if every social, Snapchat? Oh my God, you had to be on Snapchat. I mean, how many people use Snapchat now, right? They're always losing users. Facebook, right? I mean, if you're not a boom, if you're not like 40 plus, you're probably not using Facebook. So it's good to use social media, but you need to have your own asset that you control, that you can direct people to. Otherwise, you're just renting space. It's like having a hot property on an active volcano. One day it's just going to explode. So I would still tell people to have a blog, but pick the social media medium you like best and just go all in on that.
And what's yours?
I like Instagram.
Awesome. Question: how much content do you personally write these days? Are you still writing articles for nomadicmatt.com? I know you've talked about, it's quite an operation, quite a team. What does your role even look like in a day-to-day now?
This is my 4th hour of meetings. It's not even lunchtime, so that's how my day is usually spent. If you call this a meeting, I guess. I kind of stepped back from blogging last year. I probably wrote 6 articles. Most of the stuff we just update content, and my team sort of will, write up best blog, not best blogs, like best hostels in Queenstown. I'll send a team member, and then like I edit, I'm like the editor in chief. I mattify the articles so it sounds like me, and it sounds like our brand and our voice. But I didn't go to Queenstown to review. Right now we have 2 people in South Africa, researching content for us. So a lot of that is just outsourcing content creation. But then, I work on stuff all the time. I had, if I go somewhere, then, I want to write about it, I do, but I don't. How many ways can you tell people to save money on airfare, right? I feel like I've said what I need to say about that topic.
Okay, so you're much more of an editor-in-chief, kind of overseeing all of this. But for you to have get this point, are you just, resting on your laurels and just watching the money come in, or what does the next level of your dreams look like? You've written a couple books. What
I'm
do
writing a
you?
3rd book. I want to focus more on writing books, so that's why
Okay.
I stepped back from the writing blog content, because I want to spend more time writing books.
And is the money there for writing books? Like, how would you can't put an affiliate link in a book, or can you? Can you create a pretty link and put it within your book? Is that something you're doing?
I will print a book. You make money in book sales.
Cool. Okay, you are one of our top ambassadors. Are we one of your top affiliate links? I have a question around what are your top 3 best performing affiliate links? You could probably take this a few different ways. So let's hear what you have to say.
My top 2 are top 3 are Hostelworld, Booking.com, and credit cards.
Okay, those are your top. And you consider that from like total revenue?
Yeah, I would say Safety Wing is like 4.
Okay, we'll take it. Lots of good questions here. What else do we have? What has been the most challenging thing you've experienced while pursuing blogging? Give us the tough stuff.
Lots of failures. We lost like $70,000 on TravelCon. I've created apps that didn't work, but you have to just push on through. The people who succeed online are often the people who just outlast everybody else. I can count dozens of blogs that just didn't exist. It was even 3 years from when I started because people moved on. They had great content. I remember this couple was like one of the first bloggers who they backpacked around South America and really wrote about it from that. And there was like, they just owned so much of that content and like could really have been the resource for like the website for South America. And they just like didn't feel like they were making enough money quick enough, and they just stopped.
People want to know the TravelCon story.
I don't really want to share.
Totally fair. I mean, it sounds like that was quite the hit, so we don't need to relive that. Are you or your team leveraging AI tools at all?
No.
Of course, there's the like chat GDP that's going viral right now. Any thoughts on that? Are you using AI tools?
We don't, no.
And is that emerging technology something that you're thinking about?
I mean, it writes a great bio for me, and but if I were to type in, give me 10 things to do in Australia in 3,000 words, I can probably do it, but I still have to add that travel is a very personal thing in the sense that people are going, they want to know what it's like. They want to know the sight, the smells, the feeling, like it's crazy. Like they need to know that firsthand knowledge. So yeah, maybe you could frame out an article, but you still have to add that personality in there. Otherwise, it's just going to be a generic like WikiHow right? And people really don't want to read that.
Mhm.
Like, could it be fine if it was like a cooking recipe or a gym workout? Yeah, I don't really care, right? Like, Chat GPT, give me a 30-minute bicep workout. Okay, great. That's going to be good enough, right? But like, tell me what it's like to travel the Greek islands. It doesn't know like that experience.
Okay, so it's really missing that human element, which helps differentiate yourself if you're really trying to build a blog and not just summarize information that can be found on the internet by doing your own research and Googling.
Yeah.
Okay, what about approaching a company for becoming an affiliate? And so I know some companies have like an application process and you have to qualify, some you have to use like different tools. What is that process most commonly for someone who's maybe never done it? Are they just emailing the company? How can they find an affiliate program? What answers do you have there?
I mean, if there is, I mean, everyone kind of has an affiliate program. So, you would want to look at one of those websites I listed earlier, or go to a company's page and click, find the word affiliate, ambassador, partner, one of those kind of words. And, if it's the application, apply. But if there's not an affiliate program, you could try to set something up, on your own. Like if you can feel like you can convert a lot, I would say that conversation is probably more if you're get to like my level where you're like, listen, I can do a lot of volume, but we're at, so like, I mean, there's a bunch of companies that don't have affiliate links that we just have one-off like paid deals with, versus say a safety wing that has a dedicated ambassador program.
And for the programs where you actually have to apply, right? Because some like safe doing, right? Everyone on this call, we would love for you to be an ambassador. There's no pre-qualification. We'll give you an affiliate link and you can start embedding it in your content. That isn't the case for all affiliate programs. And so from what you've seen, is there any type of baseline, page views, metrics, or anything that you kind of need to qualify?
It changes for every program, so there's no universal rule.
Okay.
If they do have qualifications, it varies. It's not like every company I've seen has like this minimum, 20,000 page views or whatever. Everyone's different.
Okay. Well, as we wrap up here, are there any questions we should be asking you? Is there anything that, is some advice you're sitting on or insights or final words for someone who might be getting started? Seems like a lot of people in the chat, are thinking about having a blog but don't have one yet. Any parting words to leave us taking action and how?
I mean, yeah, you definitely want to have a blog. I mean, really, start an email list, start a blog, have a dedicated page. Without that, it's going to be really hard to convert.
Okay.
Like, don't just use social media. Use your blog. Use an email list. You want to be able to send people to a specific page that you can just update constantly.
And do you have any recommendations for resources, courses, teaching? I think we can kind of wrap with that. I know you have your own program, so maybe you can talk about that as well again. But someone just did ask about email marketing. Any courses, resources, anything you've taken that you loved, and then give us a pitch for what you offer us.
We have a beginner course called Superstar Blogging. I mean, I'd say beginner intermediate. We just walk you through all our practices on how we do everything. So it's how we do affiliate marketing and SEO and newsletter marketing and design, and kind of just walk through that whole process. In terms of other offerings, I don't really know. I don't really take a lot of online courses anymore. I do mostly conferences and masterminds. So I can only pitch my course because I don't know what else is out there.
Classic. Well, that's a good businessman. I'm on your site. Where could I find your course if I wanted to throw the link in?
Superstarblogging.com.
Superstoreblogging.com. Okay, you all heard it here. Thank you so much, Matt. You've been very generous.